What's going on? Welcome back to the channel. So today we're going to talk to you about SoFi. One trading day left away from their earnings. I want to break it down, what the data points are really signaling, where it might be going, what shorts did, everything that you need to know. But first, make sure to hit that thumbs up. And with that, let's get right to it. SoFi closed 2.5% in the green, new 52-week high of $18.21, low of $17.28. Good amount of volume, so 43.2 million shares being traded, 43.7 is the average. No actual news associated to SoFi whatsoever today. So it was kind of just piggybacking off of the broader market, but there was a couple things that did really help drive SoFi higher. One of which was this. So straight out the gate, you did have initial jobless claims, came in higher than anticipated. So 223 versus a forecast of 219. So even though it was hotter than anticipated, the market kind of wanted that. The market's been wanting negative data, but not too negative, just enough so to prompt rate cuts. So because of this data, you did see the likelihood of a cut for the March 19th meeting to go up slightly. So now there's a 28.2% likelihood of that occurring, of a 25 basis point. But interestingly enough, you did have Trump come out and saying, I will demand that interest rates drop immediately, even though I don't believe he has full jurisdiction over that. For those of you that haven't been invested during like when Trump was president last time around, every day was interesting. Every day you'd get things like this that, I don't know, sometimes don't come to fruition or just all talk. But yeah, if he has somehow the power indirectly to do this, I think the market would very much appreciate that, even though you don't really see that occurring for the January 29th meeting, so next week. So yeah, let me know your thoughts on that. A couple additional things did come out. You actually had a new rating. So JP Morgan, Reginald, who has a 51% success rating, did give a $16 price target. So honestly, that's very good, piggybacking or kind of opposite to yesterday's rating, which you did have a $6 one. And I still do feel that there might be one coming out tomorrow, only because David with Wedbush has not given a rating yet. So Giuliano, it hasn't been posted to tip ranks for some reason, but Giuliano did give a $6 rating yesterday. Complete BS. That's what prompted SoFi's pullback. But David, like most likely, I think he will be giving a rating tomorrow, and probably will be roughly around that, if I was to give a guess, probably around that $7 to $8 range, in my opinion, but anything is possible. Of course, every time David does give a rating, SoFi really tends to panic, so something just to kind of keep in mind. The only thing that as well really helped SoFi today, as well as the broader market, was this. So Trump stating that he's going to lower the corporate tax rate from 21 to 15%. That's if your products are made in the US, and as far as I would assume, that would really benefit and qualify SoFi for that. So potentially as a byproduct of this, you could see earnings per share. Analysts become very, very optimistic on SoFi for the foreseeable future. So you might see a nice domino effect causing these to go higher. So both earnings per share as well as revenue. So let me know your thoughts on all of that. Shorts, though, definitely are playing around. So they returned 732,000 shares today. So as I brought up, like I bring this up almost every video, shorts and like activity associated to options. So there was one day that was very abnormal. Shorts increased 1 million shares. It seems to have been like out of left field. And of course, the following day you had that negative rating. So logic would dictate that they knew about that rating, that it was going to come out, prompt a sell-off. Of course, shorts would benefit from that because yesterday shorts returned no different than today. I see that as straight up manipulation, but is anything going to happen? Most likely not. So definitely it goes to show that some analysts might be working alongside shorts for some reason, but that's if you wear a kind of tinfoil hat and all that stuff. But 11.74% of the free floats being shorted works out to be 125.22 million shares overall are being shorted. Cost per average is 0.75, then utilization is 13.57%. Moving over to options, you did have roughly 39 million in calls, 7.98 million in puts. 49% of all the options being done today were optimistic in nature. And like I've said, I have a lot of different YouTube channels, a lot of different stocks I cover, and a lot of them are heavily shorted. SoFi was the only one that for the most part the sentiment was green and bullish. So definitely goes to show that maybe higher highs are anticipated. Based on today, 47 million in total premiums. Yesterday was 52, day prior was 77. So nothing really to worry about in my opinion. The fact that it's going down, just looking at the put/call ratio kind of speaks volumes, signals that there is still more upside coming. Based on the call options that were purchased today, there's a consensus for it to be above 19 by tomorrow. And then the week of their earnings for it to be above $25. So that still 25 mark is on the table. You don't see much optimism for it to be above that, but still nonetheless, 25, I don't think many people would complain against that. Bears on the flip side are anticipating for that same week for it to be sub 15. So what's your viewpoint? Do you think we're going to hit 25 or 15? So what's your thoughts on all of that? And actually with tomorrow being Friday, going into Friday, of course, this is the open interest. So you do have 13,000 at that 1750, 17,000 at that 8. So kind of just take note of that. And then 9,000 at that 17. So just watch for those. These are all the transactions occurring on the secondary market above $100,000. So big money definitely still getting in. You had this nice string of buying that happened first thing that really helped to kickstart today, really kind of set the trajectory of where SoFi was going. So big money, very much interested in SoFi, and why not, right? One trading day now away from their earnings, hopefully epic earnings. So what's your thoughts on that? With it at 1803, trading between this R3 and this R2, 1734 is that next strong support. I don't see that being touched unless there is like a mass panic associated to Japan, their interest rates going up tomorrow. So I kind of talked on this in my pre-market video slightly, only because when this last happened in August of 2024, it did prompt a little bit of a pullback, but definitely something just to keep in mind. So 1734 and then 1833 is going to be that next strong target / resistance point. But moving on from here, aside from the rating, looking on the actual chart itself, as I've mentioned, there's nothing really negative aside from the fact that it is overbought to bring up as a negative. Everything is looking very, very optimistic above the ALMA, the 50-day moving average. You also have algorithms on your side, really pushing it higher. So yeah, honestly, I think 25 could definitely come in at least the short term. At the same time, you never know what could happen. Shorts manipulation could cause some volatility, but I generally still am staying optimistic on SoFi, and I think that the 20s are going to be coming. So let me know your viewpoint on SoFi. Have you been buying? Have you been selling? What is your thoughts, for instance, on the new $16 rating, as well as shorts? Still returning, but I guess all of the last 3 days signaling just a lot of just random manipulation. So let me know your thoughts. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up. One final thing, pop over to my Patreon where I give buy signals on stocks, options, and crypto. Many of them have been absolute bangers on point. So worthwhile to pop over there and take a look. With all that, appreciate all of you watching.